Hello, Hall here from the Dimp Digital team, bringing you what will hopefully be the first of many reviews in some of the latest games from the Nintendo collection. As the only member of the Dimp Digital team with a Wii U, I figured I'd better pull my finger out and start giving you guys some insight into some of Nintendo's latest releases. Today we're looking at Yoshi's Woolly World. The game is based in a woolly tabletop world known as Craft Island, which is essentially made out of yarn. The evil Kamek has flown over the world and turned all of your Yoshi friends into balls of wool, leaving you to defeat him and Baby Bowser in order to restore peace and order to the world. First of all, in typical apps fashion, let me put my cards on the table. As some of you may know, I am a huge Nintendo fan, having all their consoles going all the way back to the NES. I will try and remain as impartial as possible, however I do have a certain affinity for Nintendo and especially this type of game. I have played Yoshi's Island 1 and 2, which are clearly the inspiration for this game, so I also had a pretty good idea going in about how to approach the game, the puzzles and how the gameplay would work. I played the game using the Wii U gamepad rather than the Pro Controller or the Wiimote, and I have to say I wasn't overly impressed. The tablet itself is bulky, the buttons don't feel that comfortable, and the game doesn't utilise the touchpad at all. I ended up using it purely as a screen for most of the time, just so I didn't take over the television. The aiming of the wall balls you fire isn't great either. It gives you an aim which flashes up and down, and at times I found it frustrating having to wait for the right time to fire when all I really wanted to do was just kind of get a quick shot away to kill something or avoid an enemy. As in all the Yoshi games, you can do a kind of double jump where Yoshi kicks his feet in the air and hovers for a short while. However, at times it feels a bit cheaty as you can essentially use it to fly and keep yourself out of harm's way for long periods of time. Whilst I understand it's a necessary game mechanic, I feel as though they could have made it so you could only perhaps use it once you're in the air, because as I mentioned, for large portions of the game I just found myself kind of hovering around, avoiding most of the problems that were on ground level. Whilst it might sound like I have a lot of negative things to say about this game, don't be fooled. The gameplay itself is absolutely brilliant. Generally the controls feel very good. It's an excellent length. It took me a good sort of 8 to 9 2-hour sessions to get through it all. There's loads of collectibles spread out over the 6 worlds to give some really good replayability. While the game is challenging, it's not too hard to the point of frustration. And if you do find it a little bit too challenging, there's still a mellow mode, as well as certain badges that you can use to help you get through certain levels or help you find those pesky bits and pieces that you just can't seem to find on your own. The game looks great. It's bright, beautifully crisp and exactly what we've come to expect from Nintendo. Combine that with a nostalgic soundtrack and it makes for an excellent playing experience. It really took me back and made me feel 10 years old all over again. I did briefly venture into the 2-player mode, which is co-op on one screen. It's good fun, although I've never been a huge fan of the mechanic where if one person goes too far ahead, the person that's left behind unfortunately dies. It certainly made for a few arguments in the household, put it that way. Yoshi's Woolly World is never going to go down as one of the greatest Nintendo titles ever. That said, it's fun, quirky and challenging enough to keep you busy for a good amount of time. I really enjoyed playing it and will definitely be going back to try for 100% completion. It's a great addition to any collection and therefore I give Yoshi's Woolly World silver. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you check out our other videos on our YouTube channel and we'll see you again soon.